Let's see if my controller still works.
I can.
Yeah,
Ik
hit
doe
resume.
this.
het
Hit
trouwens op
resume
een
game.
rechte
Yeah,
scherm
yeah,
staan.
okay.
Jesus Christ.
So, we're gonna pick our dudes. Yeah, I'm gonna be fire.
Can I also get this from full screen down because it's now full screen? so I
No,
have-
that is a problem indeed. Yeah, that's echt. That's the shitty thing about remote play.
I'll just
the thing
stream the
crashed.
game to Discord so you can watch the Discord
Yes,
stream.
Oh
please,
yeah,
the
that works.
stream just crashed. Stream just crashed.
Oh wait, let me stream it. Oh yeah, you can also stream it. Okay. Then I'll do this. Boop.
Now I will watch this on the other screen.
All right.
Wait,
Eh.
hold up before we do anything. Let me orient.
Okay. Here are the tutorials. So,
I don't need no goddamn tutorial.
okay. So
Probably
you have normal attacks, heavy attacks with Y,
Yeah, figured.
then item
Probably
usage with
some
B.
sort of ability on B. Yeah.
Hey, money.
Alright.
And if you press the right trigger, and then you press Y, you do your magic.
Right trigger.
Give me that animal
Like-
pelt.
No,
Yeah?
that should be fine.
I just love the way this is done.
Yeah, it's. I love how it looks, man.
What's up with this ice
that's-
thing? It like hits me, but
Yeah,
what's the point?
because your first magic spell is like for, I think, close up. So let's go. let's-
whatever. Oh, we just had to go there. I thought
Yeah.
you had to. Motherfucker.
One of the best things about this game I like is that after you have fought the boss fight, you have to kill each other to see who gets to kiss the little who gets to
remember
kiss the
that.
princess.
Oh
You-
wow.
Like we've played this ages ago. I
Yeah.
think. For a bit at least.
I like watching games, not really playing them, so I'm just here for the fun.
Ah. Well, oh, and there is a juggle move you can do actually.
Let
It's-
me before we continue. Wait. Let me pull down the volume on this because it's a little loud.
Yeah, exactly. Like, unfortunately I can't do that. So here's
yeah,
the
so I can
thing.
just put it in my local.
Here's the
sound
thing.
mixer.
If you jump and then you press Y, you smash them down to the ground, but they will bounce, and then you can basically juggle them in the air.
It's a bit of an asshole tactic though.
Yeah, but against the like juggling
whatever.
is actually important. Ooh, money.
All right. So the entire idea is that we talk about D&D stuff, right?
Yeah. So
Among
Let
other
me,
things, maybe.
Let me start by asking. Out of all the big stereotypes within D&D character building, which one annoys you the most, or which one do you dislike the most?
you know what? Oh, I'm gonna turn the sound still a little softer here because it's a lot over the stream. I don't really dislike stereotypes in game, as I haven't seen them that much yet. However, I do really start to hate the Reddit stereotypes of horny bard.
Yeah, like that's a very prevalent one. But that's what I mean, right? Not necessarily in the game, but what's just one of those stereotypes that makes you cringe or go like, Christ.
Clerics are the designated healers.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
yeah, that one.
so
no
against
one
that.
wants to play cleric, but I love cleric is actually one of my favorite classes, and I'm trying to let people see like how good cleric is.
Yeah, in all fairness, cleric is the only everything is possible class. Like, there's no class that even comes close to what they can all achieve.
I mean, druids come sort of close.
Well,
I haven't played Druid yet, still want to. I do
The thing is, Druid does everything, but a little, you know. And Cleric is one that you have to choose which subclass you do. But basically, any type of build that you can think of, you can become that with the Cleric.
Yeah, they're definitely the most versatile.
Yeah. I very much agree with.
do
I imagine you have seen
Broken.
Crap Guide to D&D from Drogat, the Cleric.
Not all of it, but I've seen quite a bit of it. Yeah.
There's a thing that he says in there, which I still want to do with the group, and we almost had a group together, but we missed it. Yeah.
Which is
The A-Man.
the A-Man.
Just clerics called the A-Man. And then just run with it.
Hey,
Because
stay
there's-
away from our soldier.
Because there is so much versatility in cleric.
Yeah, you can. Out of all the all same class party builds, the cleric is the most viable because
Yeah.
because it's the most versatile.
Yeah, and cleric can do something. Yeah, bard is very versatile. So you can go anywhere with bard, basically.
Yeah,
However,
with-
if you're looking for something that also does a lot of damage, if you're into that, then go with cleric. Bard is very much a supportive class, and cleric is leaning more towards the one-man army.
yeah, but
Oh
also
yeah, absolutely.
also with Bard, your spells are very restrictive, and with every kind of subclass you get with Cleric, they get some unique spells to flavor it extra.
Yeah.
So with Bard, you only get control spells, but if you get the right Cleric, you are extremely effective as either a destructive force, a healing force, or whatever force.
Also with cleric, those spells don't count into your spell total. They don't. It's just extra, like here
Yeah.
you've got something. Which is, when some people say cleric is overpowered, I tend to agree a bit. Like, it is balanced, but it's like freaking powerful.
No, but I on purpose overtuned Cleric, right? Because in the past it was like, yeah, if somebody does Cleric, then it was like, okay, you'll be our healer. And yeah, that just doesn't work. Like, they want to make Cleric more fun than just a dedicated healer. And it still is the best healer because it has access to the best healing spells. But like Druid, Bard, and even
Since
Ranger.
Artificer, I'm not sure about that anymore, to be honest. Like,
Yeah.
if I see how much fucking healing I can do with Kalia, especially now that we've found out that I can actually use the spell infusion item thing to do level 2 cure wounds
Mhm.
10 times for free. And
Oh, by the way, with left trigger you can shield.
yeah, I saw.
Okay, yeah, but that healing is insane. I totally
Yeah,
agree.
and on top of that, with the I'm not sure which ability. I think it's an alchemy thing, but every time I heal, I do 5 extra healing. So
Yeah.
it's 2d8 plus 10 every time, and I can do that 10 times for free. So I'm gonna argue Artificer as a nominee for best healer because
Yeah.
holy shit.
It is on single target, but I think Cleric is the only one with access to stuff like mass heal, so he can instantly
I think
heal a
I can
group.
get a something in, but I'd have to look that up. And
I haven't run anything with Artificer yet. Quite funny that we've got 3 AMs here. I haven't had plays with Artificer yet, but I think, as far as I know, yes, Cleric is the only one with mass, but...
Well, the
I'm
thing is,
sure.
I think I have like mass healing word as an option, but I'd have to check.
what I
Okay,
think
Google
is,
it if you like.
yeah, please do.
Yeah, sure.
What I think is that Cleric is the most versatile as to have it as a mono class for a mono class campaign.
Yeah.
However,
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
think it's the most fun, because the most fun is to me one that is also extremely restrictive. For example, mono barbarians is just fucking hilarious.
Still
Oh yeah,
want-
that would be a
I
lot of
do
fun.
want to do that one day. But
And just think of
Yeah.
like how it would. We can
Boy,
get a
where's
fucking-
my money?
Yeah, but
Fucking hell.
so mono classes that just are only good at one thing, and then you get that to the extreme. Think of like a rogue only team, and then you just do guerrilla warfare with everybody just hiding and shooting, and nobody's able to find you, and everything is sneak attack. You just
it's
stealth
like
past
co-op
everything.
in Splinter Cell.
Yeah, those kind of ideas are hilarious to me.
Yeah. Also, about the stereotypes, by the way, something that seriously grinds my gears is the typical
Oh,
super lawful paladin that will go.
Oh.
They will literally sell out their party if the law of the country demands it. Like, that's first of all not fun. Second of all, not original or enjoyable in any way. And third of all, that's not what lawful means. I can
No.
get so. I
So-
can also get so annoyed by the fact that people think that being lawful means you obey the law of the country you're in. That's not what that means.
No, there was one, like, because there was the horny
Right back,
bard,
by the way.
you know? And then there was somebody who was like, you know what? Fuck the horny bard. I am going to play a paladin that serves a god of fertility. And
Yeah, but like I've seen that, and even that, it's like you're making an excuse to do a thing you need no excuse for. If you want a horny character, it's completely beyond your class. You can just do that regardless.
man,
You don't need a god or a bard or whatever. You want to be horny? Go for it.
man, in that case, I would love to play a constantly horny character who has a crazy low charisma and is just not able to word his flirtings right. So instead, he just comes over as creepy.
Typical 4chan/funny junkies.
Yeah, and but make it clear that he has the best intentions, but that his wording is so fucking bad that people are genuinely afraid of him because of that shit.
I'm about to whoop somebody's ass.
Oh man, I love this guy. Ooh, yeah.
This is way too slow. Oh, we dodged that? Oh shit.
Yeah, it also works on high levels, huh? I'm gonna try not to. I hit the air. I hit the ground. Boop. Ow. Hey, where do you think you're going with our ladies? Oh boy, what's he doing? What is he doing? Oh boy.
It's having a goggle, bro. Also, I'm almost dead. Ow.
Yeah, we're luckily almost at the end of the mission.
Ow!
And if one of us dies, the other one can revive them. Oh, take the apple, man. Ah. We're doing a lot better already. Ow. Whew. Oh boy, get the fuck out of here.
I'm back, guys. Sorry.
Yay.
No problem.
Found it, by the way. Remember me
Ooh.
again, Sabas. What?
Oh, you
subclass
gotta.
Are you?
Sorry?
What
Alchemist.
subclass? Alchemist, then you have access to mass healing word.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
Mass cure wounds is for battlesmith, bard, cleric, druid,
Money!
life domain, battlesmith, and circle of wildfire. And the mass
Bring it!
heal is just cleric, but heal is
Ow.
just cleric spells, as far as I know. Mass healing word is for
Oh,
cleric,
yes.
order domain, and alchemist.
Yeah. I got me some lovin'.
So yeah.
Cool. Right. So, as a follow-up question to the last one, do you guys have a a prevalent stereotype that you actually do like or enjoy in some way.
First of all, I am going to make a character that's just full on strength and all glass. Just no health, no speed.
Glass
just,
cannon is the choice of a real man.
like, sometimes last time I went full magic, I'm going full strength. Just damage, baby. And after that, I'll go speed. Because then I can damage faster. Now you can choose. Everything strength. All right. Well,
You
as
were
in
first.
stereotypes, what I do like, I don't honestly know. Like, of course, in the past I have played Cash, which was.
Yeah, but like none is also an answer.
Ooh, I'm
But
gonna
yeah,
take.
go ahead.
Like, I loved Cash because, well, he wasn't a dumb barbarian. I'm never going to play a stereotype completely straight because, you know what? Then it doesn't feel like my
No,
own
but you
character.
don't have to play it, but maybe there's something that you can enjoy. Even if you don't play it, like something that you can appreciate in some sort of way.
Honestly, a well done edgy rogue, I love.
How do you ice thingy again?
Hold right trigger, and then you start to glow, and then press Y.
I was doing that. Fucking do it. There we go.
Oh, you
Jesus.
dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got a lot of damage, man. Here, go
But
go
I
go get the crocodile.
I absolutely suck at these kind of games.
with Y. You can make him bite.
Nom, nom, nom. No, I wanted the thing to jump. No.
In terms of
Oh.
stereotypes, I noticed that some people are trying to break the rich kid book nerd wizard stereotype.
Yeah, that's one that's done a lot.
But I actually like that stereotype a bit because a friend of mine once described wizards as being people with a very expensive hobby, and I agree
Grab the
with
fruit, dude.
that. Because being a wizard
Here's
is
more fruit.
very expensive.
Yeah.
All the spells writing in your spell book. But that is a stereotype I also love. But as you guys know, and I also make this note, I
Yeah.
love taking a stereotype and then twisting it completely. Like the
Oh,
bard
yeah,
with stage fright, the ranger with severe allergies. And I also found something on TikTok, because that's where I live half of the time. The barbarian with a PhD in psychology. Amazing videos. Very interesting character. But that's something that makes, yeah, things interesting. And I think we need... This is getting philosophical, but I think we need stereotypes to know a bit what realm we're playing in. And then we can twist those or break free from them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they definitely serve a purpose.
Yeah.
The thing is, like, the classical stereotypes, I often don't agree with them because they are coming from, like, Forgotten Realms, and Forgotten Realms itself is one of the most stereotypical worlds. But if you want to have a little bit more flavor, then those stereotypes are very rigid, and I don't enjoy that because rigid stereotypes basically limit your own creative freedom. Like, because you know what, a stereotype, is typical NPC is fun to me. Yeah, this is beautiful. I try to talk normally. Yeah, the owl is afraid of the thing.
The owl had explosive diarrhea, basically.
Yeah, with every boom. But man, words, Bard.
Wait, you
I-
can sprint in this
I-
game?
Yeah, if you walk in a straight line for long enough.
Oh, right.
But and so I like stereotypes and NPCs, but I don't like them on player characters because players sometimes
I
feel
agree.
limited because of that. And they will not do stuff that they would like to do because they feel like that's not what their character would do. While that is something that is constantly developing.
Yeah, but
That
like
is very
if
much true.
you should never have to play a stereotype. Like you can if you want to, but it should never be any kind of necessity.
Exactly.
No. That I do agree with.
Like, if because some people, like, you have a lot of games that just start out as a bit of a like you don't expect it to be a campaign, so you make a meme character, you know, and then suddenly.
I totally didn't do that. Oh, for
But
fuck's
then
sake.
some people feel stuck. Oh, if you walk to the seahorse, you will become your pal.
Nice, nice. What up, gangster?
And so if, ooh, like, then there's a risk that people feel stuck in their character because they made him as a joke, and then suddenly the campaign goes on way longer than expected,
Yeah.
and then you're stuck with a character that can only make jokes while you want to play a little bit more serious. But oh, he just dropped dead. Okay.
Yeah, but that said, if that's truly a problem, you can usually develop him in some sort of sense.
I think so.
And it's not always the case. Some characters are like useless from the fucking start, and it's just hopeless. But
Yeah.
I agree that's what is the outcome, but I also can understand that some players feel stuck in their character, you know? They don't really know
Yeah,
how to get out of that, and some people need a little extra help with that. And that is okay. I feel like you are a pet that we can grab somehow, but I don't know from where. Ooh, what kind of weapon do you... Oh, you now got a twig. I would grab the hammer back because, you know, it magnifies strength. What does this one? It only gives a little speed.
agility, right? Or however you call it.
Now, I think that as a
Uh,
DM, if you get the feeling that people are getting stuck in their character, you need to
Oh.
have a talk, maybe one-on-one, or try to find ways to make things more interesting.
yeah, absolutely.
Like, give them a dream, which is a big thing a DM can do. Give them a plot hook that they might be interested in. Or just have a simple talk with them out of session, like, hey, I have the idea that you're getting a bit stuck with your character. Do you want to do something about this? Do you want a new character, or do you want to make any modifications to the character?
I honestly think that that's a great idea for a lot of people. One of the most difficult things is to build a feeling of trust between DM and player, because that a lot of people are not instantly ready to just to open up. You know, that takes time, and at some and it is okay to not instantly feel comfortable.
Yeah.
So
That's
I think that the first thing that is important between DM and player is to build on that, to make sure that everybody knows that they can speak openly.
Yes. Yes.
Especially when you have when you read stuff on RPG horror stories on Reddit, like people are horrifying to each other, and most of the things
Yes.
that have
Yeah.
most of the reasons that is because people don't fucking talk to each other.
Yeah. There's also this channel on YouTube, which I'm forgetting the name. Which channel I follow them. All Things D&D.
Yeah.
And they have a couple of, let's call them DM horror stories, and there are also things that people don't talk, or some DMs are just awful.
Yeah, some people are just the worst. Like,
Yes.
But
yeah, but that's the
Things
whole
that
problem
I really
with it,
hear a
bro.
lot is some misogynistic stuff, but that also comes in the realm of gatekeeping, which is also a thing.
yeah, well, but I think that's
Yeah.
mostly a teen thing, because after that, people become a little bit more easy towards each other, but it's still something people have to learn, you know? You can't...
Not everyone though.
No.
Yeah, but that is something you have to develop. You cannot... Oh, you have the shitting deer? Damn it. I would go a little bit to the back, because you have to jump over those logs.
Again,
Ah, right.
say
How
this
do
too
you,
far.
Oh, right.
You are
That's not
seriously
really-
riding a deer that flies forward with the propulsion of its diarrhea. Look at that.
Yep.
That is amazing.
Now, but the problem with that is that, like, D&D is a game that's very.
Oh
I'm
shit,
dead.
you're out.
Yeah. Oh well.
I'll have to get you back later.
Like, with any tabletop game, it's always a thing that like the players make the game, but this goes so much more with D&D. So yeah, the problem with that is that pretty large quantity of people just straight up suck, and there's
Yeah.
nothing we can do about that.
Well-
Well, we can.
We can talk about things, and talking about things isn't like weird or makes you
Oh yeah, absolutely. But like,
weak.
with some people are just inherently toxic.
Yeah, but
and-
that's also
yeah.
because they've never learned how to, you know, how to be social to each other. It all depends also on your background, like how you grew up. Some people have a really difficult time with that, and that is unfair, but that is how it is.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
That's
you
true.
try to
Yeah,
try to.
that's like a part of it at least. Like it's not everything, but oh hey, you can.
Yeah, you can serve the logs or stuff. If you get hit, you
Oi, fuck off. Oh, there goes my log.
there's
heavy as
another
wood.
log. There's another one there.
I
They
want
will-
my
they will-
log. Log.
Log.
It's better than
Better
bad.
than
It's
that.
good.
Oh, that's also a log. That person.
Oh, even
Ah, damn
better.
it. Once you are
Oh,
past,
let me know.
once you are past it, it goes faster than that you can control. Oh, there's a magic
Yeah,
card.
so I Alright.
Oh, I need that fruit. Oh man. Nice.
But yeah, everything mostly comes down to open your mouth and talk, please.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And also one of the things I cannot stress enough: if you're not okay with something, don't wait and don't wait like a day. Like wait until the end of the session that you were not comfortable with it, unless people go cross serious borders. Like then immediately address it. Like for example, if if people are doing a rape bit and you are just totally not okay. Like some people are, most people absolutely are not okay with it. Like those are things that you cannot be like, yeah, take a joke, you know?
Yes, that is just not okay in any case.
Yeah, especially because it's like it's not a part of society in which you
No.
need a certain level of how do you say hardness, because people want to argue that like yeah, well, some things in life are just hard and you need to grow a thick skin and blah blah blah. And even though that might be partially true, like it's a game. It's supposed to be fun, and if we're not having fun, then we're already losing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it kind of loses its point. God damn it! I just got that dead body. Oh, I'm still on it.
Like even if it is something that you could theoretically stomach, if you're not having fun doing so, then well, why are you playing the game?
Yeah,
if you're
exactly.
not having fun.
Yeah.
Well, we died. I guess the only option is add more strength.
Always. It's like Kerbal. Oh, your rocket didn't make it to the other solar system. More boosters.
Let's see if we can, in the meantime, get some cool stuff.
Yeah, oh, I want stuff. I'm gonna
I
grab a
do?
beer. 1 second.
I do think if you have the right group for that and everyone is up for that, and you have the right, so it's an and thing,
Uh-huh.
and you have the right safeguards in place, which is very important. Then you might be able to explore things like consent in games. And trouble with that. Problems with themes like that.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't have everything in place, don't, because that will go wrong.
Yeah,
Like that?
just don't. Like if you are not 100% sure that everyone is okay with an adult topic, and
Yeah.
especially if there are like kids and people under 18 involved while you have an adult
Yeah,
group, just don't even start. Don't do it.
No. I once played a character, and I love that character still.
Mm-hmm.
Lawful Evil, and I had to convince my DM of this, but Lawful Evil in a group that had everything from neutral to chaotic good, and I was the Lawful Evil character. We had very strict rules in place because it was a warlock.
Yeah.
With an incubus patron.
Wait, let me.
So that character was hypersexual. And we had a good talk, the DM and I, and also the minors in that group, like, okay, this is how far we go with this.
Mm-hmm. Oh, by the way, just as a little interaction, we have the bow with B, but we also have a potion with B. With the left and right bumper, you can switch your active item.
Oh, sick.
Oh, and here are potions, and there are bombs. Like, okay, I have potions, and I have fucking bombs. I'm gonna buy some bombs.
Don't take the wrong one. Be sure you take the right one.
Is there a wrong bomb?
I wanna ask though, like, you say this character is hypersexual. Like, how do I imagine that?
If she didn't get her way, well, she wouldn't. She would charm in a way and roll persuasion, but she would like charm.
All right. No, fair enough.
So.
No, just for my build stroke.
Yeah. How did you say that word?
Visualization, I think.
Yeah. Words. But yeah, we had very strict rules in place.
There's a little crocodile dude.
Stuff. I was also a very aggressive character, so we also had a lot of rules for this stuff because we were playing with 2 minors.
Yeah.
Right.
So it was 2 minors. So we had very strict rules, and that's mostly because me and the other guy that were 18 plus said, okay, we want to have strict rules for this, especially since we're playing with minors.
Yeah. Totally understand.
To be able to play Lawful Evil, you need to have strict rules in place, and the DM needs to know them. Because I think
You let him
it's
get
all-
close?
You talked about Lawful a little bit ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Out for a sec. I
Yes.
always take lawful as you have some sort of code. That doesn't need to be the law of the land.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
You have
rarely
the
ever
code.
is the law. If the law of the land just so happens to
Coincide
corresponds
yours.
with your own laws, then sure. Or maybe one of your strict personal laws is I want to respect the law of the land wherever I am. In that case, sure, go ahead. People think it's a necessity, and it really isn't. It's one of the biggest misunderstandings around, and it really annoys me. Like it's the same goes for evil, because people don't understand that D&D evil is its own definition. It's not evil by interpretation, but it's
Being
like the
very
D&D
selfish.
alignment is basically do you put others before yourself? If you say yes, you're good. If you say depends, then you're probably neutral. And if you say absolutely not, then you're evil. That's the D&D alignment system.
Being evil
basically.
is being inherently selfish.
Yeah, exactly.
That is evil.
Like
not-
if you put yourself
Yeah.
in front of others.
Yeah.
Okay, so don't use bombs here because they just straight up don't work.
I thought you fuck everyone over, but hey.
It's like you don't have to betray your party. You don't have to randomly kill people. You can be an evil pacifist if you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really, people don't understand that, and that annoys me for some reason.
Yeah.
Especially, no, I know why, because every time you see so many threads and discussions where people assume that if you play chaotic evil, you have to be like the Joker from Batman or something.
Yeah, man.
Or
Like,
murder
no, that's not how
hobo.
it works. But you see so many conversations in which they assume that's how it works, and every time I see that, it's like that's not how it works.
No, I think alignment is a big thing in D&D that many people are getting sick of. Personally, I like playing with alignment, and
Yeah, but people don't understand it, and that's
Yeah.
annoying.
Well, the thing is, I don't like alignment because it limits character and how people think of alignment. You know, like I am you. I agree with Sebas that you do not. You're not. It's not like you're this alignment, so you have to do this and this. No, it's you. You do this and this. Therefore, now your alignment goes more to this. Your actions define your alignment, not your alignment defines your actions.
Yeah, and I've said that a million times, and I cannot stress it enough.
I agree, but also not, because, and this is something that I also said, I think, to both of you.
Hmm?
There was that point, I think it was 2 sessions ago, where battle was dragging. We had an entire battle session, enemy on me, and I was ready to just shoot everyone and be done with it. And
Yeah.
then I had my character sheet open on Tabletop Sim, and I saw my alignment. Neutral,
Alright.
good. And I was like, shit. Talon would never just go in, shoot what they see, and just be done with it.
Yeah, but
I
even then,
would, but Talon wouldn't, which is why they asked, okay, Kalia, which ones are possessed? And they went for those two,
yeah.
which led up to this. So
Yeah, but even
Yeah.
then,
Yeah, but the thing is,
But
like,
alignment- can give you a pretty good challenge. I like giving myself a challenge with alignment, making a character
Rami.
have to make choices that I would never make.
Oh,
yeah, but that's
to me a different
it's
thing
still
than
a thing
alignment.
that like your character still determines the alignment, and your alignment is now there to remind you what you
Yeah.
what you made up in the beginning. But yeah, that's more a part of like playing a character as you wrote them at the start than an alignment thing. Like I get what you mean, but
Like I think more like
I think what I said still applies, even though what you're saying is still true. Like it's both true, basically. They
Which
don't
is why I also said
necessarily.
yes, but also no.
Yeah, exactly. Like the two don't cancel each other out, or
Yeah.
you know what I mean, right?
But getting to what you said, how you wrote them in the beginning, what are your guys' opinions on backstories? Because that is something that, yeah.
oh I love backstories because backstories can develop. Like-
What do you mean with the
Don't write
question?
4 pages of them.
Like-
Um,
Like a
Yeah.
little more specific.
Something that I've noticed in players of mine, some, not all. I always ask people for
Grab me,
backstory.
dude.
For fuck's sake! Yeah, it kept pushing me away from
Yeah.
it.
Don't forget you have the potions as well if you're really in a fucked hard time.
Right.
Like now.
Like now. There we go.
I really like backstories because that way I can write people into the story, and especially since currently I'm working on a module. But I know there's players who have a hard time
Dude.
with writing backstory or just simply.
Grab Rami, you will love him.
I also know people that don't see why backstories are needed.
Oops.
Well,
so-
the thing is,
Yeah.
absolutely. Oh, yeah. Now you grab the other one again. If you're too close to one another, like you can
Yeah,
only
but,
take one.
How the fuck do you? Ah, there we go.
Like you will just touch him, and the other one will stay past. Sorry, Lotte, you were saying?
But yeah.
Jesus.
Jeez. No, but yeah, a bit like that. Like, some people say, yeah, I don't use backstory.
I will get you,
at
buddy. I
all.
will get you.
We'll see how you do in a game, and something that I'm for is, okay, with your backstory, I can write you into the module, or I can make the world I've imagined include you better.
Yeah.
Because I usually give little nods, but yeah, I want to know your guys' opinion on that.
Well, look, I think. Let's see. Can I get you back? Yeah. Oh, damn it!
Almost. Anyway, I understand that people don't want or like writing a backstory, but for me personally,
I'm dead.
I cannot imagine not doing it. Like, from a DM's perspective, it's nice, but also from a player's perspective. If you have a character and you don't know their past, a past of any kind of character is a big defining thing.
Mm-hmm.
I also want a Rami.
If you don't have a backstory, you just lack a part of your character, in my opinion, anyway.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think a backstory is an absolute necessity, and I understand that people don't think that, but for me, it's absolutely mandatory.
Yeah.
Wait, I have this little
I've got the
fucker.
same thing.
Yeah, grab Rami.
Bart also knows the 4 pages I sent him
Yeah.
with Axe,
Mhm.
which is
Which-
also a lot.
Oh, what? Only one can have Rami? That is sad. Ooh. Sherbert helps you jump higher. Great. Yeah, but I gotta say, I like big backstories. Like, give me some drama to play with, you know?
Yeah, same.
This is just great. Ooh, yours does more damage.
Well, say hello to Drama Queen number 1 and number 2. Hey, Sebas?
Which also
Like a Laren, god damn, that was a mess and a half.
which also brings me to
Ooh.
holy
Aw.
shit. Can I have it?
No, we need X. There, we
Oh,
need
that's
20
like
of
a
them.
minimum strength, I think.
Minimum level, I think. Maybe minimum
Yeah,
strength.
fair.
That's also possible. But can we hit it? Can we hit the? I think we are at its anus right now. Because we just
Probably.
walked into a giant frog. Please remember.
Yeah, and it's that type of game, so
Yeah.
Is this what you imagined when you had the blood farm?
What do you mean?
like this environment.
Like the walls.
Yeah. Yeah. Kind of like this.
God damn
Only
it.
a little bit more rugged.
Well, I can see. Oh, it almost looks like stomachs just everywhere, like the first track going in and then the tracks to the
Well,
intestines
the only
going
thing
down.
was with you guys. Oh. We're battling each other. Okay.
Sure.
God damn it,
I'm
Rami.
kind of losing my focus on the game though.
Yeah,
These
that's
sort
fine.
of games can rarely keep my attention for long.
Yeah, but that's exactly why I'm. What? You can freeze with your shit. That's awesome. Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow, that
yeah.
went quick.
Yeah, we both have high damage and no health at all. So yeah, this is what happens.
Yeah, but it sort of brings me to a next thing I wanted to.
Yeah.
Well, I had like as a talk thing. What is something that if you create a character
Yeah.
is absolutely necessary, something that cannot miss in your character creation, ever,
You mean like
regardless of what sort of character.
in its personality, right? Or do you mean in mechanics?
It can be anything, like personality traits, or like we just say, some sort of backstory. Just name something that you cannot go without when you're making a character ever.
I would say have a
Yeah.
clear image in your head of what kind of character you want to play. As in, you don't need to have a backstory. You don't need to have like the right build. You just need to have
You
like an
don't
image.
need to have dead parents, for fuck's sake.
No.
If we're talking about stereotypes that we want to get out, the dead parent stereotype.
Yeah, we're not Disney. Fuck
Oh.
that shit.
I've never done that, and I'm pretty proud of that now that I think about it. Like it's never been a sentient choice I made, but now that I think about it, none of my characters have dead parents. Nice.
How the hell are they killing us this hard?
Kaylan is the first character I have that doesn't have dead parents, which is a problem. But I also thought, okay, let's make a character that actually has a stable home life with parents that are alive.
Well, there's an
and
idea.
love them and are very supportive.
Nice. Yeah. Now, for me, an absolute necessity when building a character is some form of drama.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't have to be tragedy, but if there's not some form of drama, then I get bored immediately.
Yeah, and
Like you said earlier, Drama Queen 1 and 2, I needed to properly get into it.
Yeah.
Like I can play a character without it, but it's just gonna bore me.
yeah, what I actually always what I like is characters that are prone to drama. So they don't need to have a dramatic backstory, but they need to have something
Yeah, of course.
that
It just needs to be there.
tempts them to do stuff to make something go really bad.
Yeah, I usually try to make characters that have something,
Jeez.
some form of conflict, and that is something that with Rona, because Rona was pretty much goody two shoes, the
God damn
mom's
it.
friend,
We need more potions.
and just being
Yep,
there for the
game bores
party
me.
and
Okay.
very, yeah, straight. She was very straight, and I got bored with her, which is the point where I got to you, Bart. Like, okay, I want a multi-class into Warlock, run with it,
Yeah.
and that's how Smack came into the picture and how we got in this fucking mess.
Yeah. I love the fucking mess. Like,
Um,
let me change the
but yeah, I need some
thingy to
form
a
of
little bit more full
conflict.
screen.
Yeah, I get that.
Like, Laura had conflict with her patron, Tamora, and Smack, like choosing between the two.
Yeah.
Axe had the problem where she saw her parents die and had this whole arsenal of PTSD
Mm-hmm.
going on, which was her form of conflict and trying to trust people again. Kaylin now has the problem, like, they have Caladrius that they're still bound to, and now the god I worship and rely on isn't the one looking over me like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, I gave you that twist, and I guess that you
Yeah.
completely relished in it.
Oh, yep, that was the mental breakdown that I was like, oh fuck, we're having a long rest. Fuck, I said I'm gonna have a mental breakdown.
Uh-huh.
Guess we're running with it!
No, my biggest love
Hated that.
of characters is when they make their own when they basically make their own mistakes. So I love a character that is imperfect in so many ways. Like characters that fuck up. Not because they're like, let's fuck shit up. No. Because they just do stuff the wrong way. That is why I in the game that Sabas runs, I play a Warforged who tries to be a necromancer, who tries to resurrect people to make a truly immortal human being. That is his mission. However, he's a necromancer. He learns through necromancy. So he doesn't just raises people back from the dead because his magic probably won't allow for that. And so he just literally goes by people because he wants to research how to get resurrection magic done, and yeah, and then instead, like, he just tries to ask people if he can borrow the skeletons of their dead relatives because they might help in research, and to him it's an honest kind of way of saying, yeah, I'm doing this for you, so just give me your dead relative's body, please. That would be great. You would be helping me." And he horrifies people with saying stuff like that. He's doing stuff that's absolutely not okay for normal human beings, but he just doesn't understand it. And doing stuff that having character quirks that just make problems are to me some of the most fun because they create very weird and awkward situations, and I believe that D&D is the best when you get those weird and awkward situations because
Yes.
it's not the epic fights, it's all the stuff that leads to the epic fight and why you're fighting.
I think a bit of both. Feeling epic in a fight is amazing.
Yeah, yeah.
Nothing tops that.
Yep.
And your roleplay can be amazing, but once you get to be like roleplay is nice. I really relish in roleplay, and battle does wear me out. And if it's too long, it can really drag along, at least for me.
Uh-huh.
But once you get to that epic battle and have all your resources tapped and just feel still get over that and defeat it and just feel amazing, there's nothing that goes above that.
Yeah, I agree with that, but what I mean is because I am totally agreeing with you. But what I mean is
I
like,
think they give each other weight.
yeah, there is
Yeah.
a difference between having a combat in Void because there is combat and a combat that is happening because you are either protecting something, you are fucking something up, you are trying to go somewhere, you know. If it has a like you pissed off the wrong people and
hmm
you know that they are now angry at you and you could choose to be like, you know what, we were wrong, we will repair the damages and we'll go away. And in your characters, I would see you be like, yeah, we'll do that. If Alaren would still be there, he would like, wait, you're angry at us, we're trying to save the fucking world, what the fuck are you trying to say? I need to pay for this shit? No. Well, and now I'm speaking for Alaren, but to have that choice to incite combat yourself or but at least to have a reason to fight makes the combat so much more fun than here are goblins, kill them.
Yeah.
I liked it how that went with that one shot that you made, Bart, with where we like the gangsters in the bar one shot. Like I sort of love is how you gave us this whole clue about like if you can go here. It was like a sort of corny stereotypical clue, but for a one shot that's totally fine, of course.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
so it's like, oh, if you really want to stop the gang, maybe you should go to the mayor because there's like this thing you can do. And here's us who are like, you know what? No, we're not gonna fucking stand for this shit. I'm not gonna take this fucking bullshit. And then we just went into combat and somehow survived.
Yeah. And but I like that you get
That's
to
beautiful.
that you get to choose between those kind of differences, you know, it, because then it feels more like your characters make the choice instead of, you know what, this is the next part of the game, we're gonna do the next part
Mhm.
of the game now. And
So
yeah.
with you saying that, just the thing with choosing your battles and Alaren just like, I'm not gonna pay for that. There was this thing between Axe and Alaren when they went out drinking, which I reread when I was sending you the pictures of all my notes.
Yep.
Mhm.
Which again, people, I am not kidding, is 80 pages or more.
Yeah.
Yeah, I Habib.
Let me see. Oh yeah, here. Um, where Tempest got in arm wrestling match with the bartender in Salted
I remember
Pickle.
that.
Yes. And it just went into a screaming match at first, then arm wrestling, and then just drinking and pouring hearts out.
Yeah. I like that that kind of stuff can happen in D&D, you know? Like it has a very high feel goody vibe at the
Mhm.
moments that it goes well, and also a very, very feel baddy vibe when stuff is going bad, because it is never the odds are never really small.
Depends on the campaign, but it's not
Mhm.
well common.
Yeah, for like the thing is, like, your characters become these high levels because they deeply care of defending something, and it is necessary, basically.
Mhm.
And like, if you take Forgotten Realms, basically all heroes are nothing more than mercenaries, because
Yeah.
uh your characters are uh always part of a guild. If you take Forgotten Realms, and by Adventurers League logic, because you are one in a thousand, in a million maybe, of adventurers, because you're always being hired by a group of people. They have to make it like that, because you're not in a campaign. You need to be able to jump in and out with random other people to work together with.
Mhm. I had to make that known to players of mine, even though we're in a campaign.
Mm-hmm.
But lore-wise, adventuring is a form of a job. It's a high risk, high reward. It's a very well paying job, but it's still a job. And if something runs away, yes, you can chase it. For example, if a zombie runs away, yes, you can chase it. But down the road, the next town over, there's probably another adventurer or an adventuring party that will kill it.
Yeah.
Or just some guy with an axe that is pest control.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, with that, zombies in the D&D world are indeed pest control, because they're not contagious. They're
Yeah,
just they're just a corpse that is animated, and
yeah.
that is it.
I
Yeah,
had.
it's always just like a lich or an old curse or whatever that did it.
Yeah, this was a necromancer. As I said,
Yeah.
doing anyone who's watching and has played Lost Mines of Phandalin,
And Delver.
Phandelver. Sounds called Phandalin. That fucks me over every time.
Uh-huh.
Um, they will probably know which part I am talking about, or people who have
Okay,
DM'd it.
people, spoilers for Lost Mines of Phandelver. If you have been warned, Lotte, please go ahead. Remember, once more time, spoilers for
Yeah.
Lost Mines of Phandelver. Okay, go.
There's this part when Lost Mines of Phandelver is made up of 4 chapters. This is DM speak, by the way. And in the 3rd chapter, there are certain quests that you can do, and one is in Wyvern Tor, which doesn't house. Is it Wyvern Tor? I believe it's Wyvern Tor. Oh, it's not. In any case, it's at this old ruin of a watchpost, and there's an necromancer there, Harmon Cost, who has a couple of zombies, and um, this guy, charismatic, from a different country, and what happened in my game? This is different in every game. He tries to talk to the party, keep it nice and calm, don't fight, ask him to do a thing, but one of the players roll high enough to notice that he's a necromancer. I just thought, okay, necromancer, bad, whack. So we had a fight. Necromancer was dead in like a round,
Yeah.
which was it's a wizard. They die easily.
By the way, I'm
Um,
just gonna continue playing, because else we're streaming but not playing while we're calling it Castle Crasher stream. So hey.
no problem. But yeah, 2 zombies ran away, and one of the players had a lot of feelings about that. I want to go after them. And that was the point where I said, okay, there's more adventurers. This is something, there's more adventurers, and this problem will be taken care of. I also had to remind them that there's a fucking retired adventurer living in Phandalin. the town which they kind of use as a home base. So yeah,
Uh-huh.
things will get taken care of. And that's something that I have to remind them of often when things run away. That okay, this problem might take care of itself.
Yeah, like you're not the only people
Yeah.
taking care of the world here.
For the
Now,
lack of a better term, you're not Jesus who has to save the world.
No,
Yeah, exactly.
indeed, you never
be
are.
right back.
I definitely prefer that the world has ways of taking care of itself as well. What may not feel like that in Ryunda, in our world. I don't know how that feels towards you guys. However, I'm trying to make sure that man, focusing and fighting is difficult. I'm trying
So
to make
you think at the same time, Bart. You're a guy.
yeah. I'm trying to make sure that the world is doing some stuff by itself.
Yeah.
But since you guys are in such a closed off environment, it is difficult for you to see because you are not seeing the development from the other players. By the way, Mr. Nug, if you want to join me, then just say so. I will see if I can if we can do some online playing together if you have it as well. But yeah, you guys get a very one-sided view of the world, basically.
But I also think, and I can talk about this because Sebast is gone. What we wrote with Galadrius together,
Yeah.
a lot of it was you, some of it was me, but about 7/8 of it was you. I think that is really a big thing about how the world works without just the party. Like Galadrius, how Golden Griffin took over the police force, which was... Let me look
Ow.
at notes. Because notes. That is Dread, that's Golden Griffins. I wrote this down. I know I wrote this down. Did I write it down here? In illegible handwriting. Well, when Golden Griffin took over the police force, so Dread got a bit more power, as to say.
Uh-huh.
That is information that I have, but also it tells about how the world works and how much power each thing has, and what Galadrius did in the meantime. Even though we basically wrote in a whole new, what's it called? Faction.
Yeah. I gotta say that
First
writing
faction.
in new stuff while you already have a world is sometimes very difficult because I have an image of how the system is working, you know? And that is
Mhm.
also what I'm trying to do now with the new world. Like, I'm trying to have already a lot of systems in place that you guys have a freedom to write a lot of stuff. But, for example, the main military already has its system. And you
Yep.
don't fully get to choose, like, okay, I want to be that and that and that. Because, because for example, that part doesn't exist in that military. That system isn't there in place. Like, if you want to be an ex-general or something like that, sure, go ahead. If the system has generals, then it's absolutely allowed. But it's very difficult to write something in which completely didn't exist before because it would change the power dynamic, you know? And
Yeah.
Galadrius was a good one to write in because it wasn't something that was completely on the foreground the whole time. It's spec up, so it's obvious that they're basically there, but not constantly. They are not like the main face of everything, so it's absolutely makes sense that they could have been there the whole time without you guys clearly knowing. Now there is someone of Galadrius there, so it makes so they can tell you about Galadrius.
Yes.
But one of the
They
things that was
would know a bit about it.
Yeah.
So that is the thing we had to write.
the one thing that was difficult about it was to also give it like an give it already a what's the word
What's it in Dutch?
some fame and stuff, uh,
Oh yeah,
some
make
renown,
it known. Yeah.
so that people actually know that it's there. So you have to be very specific with who knows about it, because if it suddenly was in the open, then there's a lot of more information also available to the players that maybe could have changed their decisions in the past. Because, you know, if they had connections there, for example, if Ouroboros was a character that had contacts with all military in Ryunda, then it would have been a lot more difficult to write. Because
Yes.
then he should have known about that. And then basically you are gimping that other player, because
Yeah.
now his backstory doesn't make complete sense anymore.
Yeah. Which is also why I imagine Caladrius as being more in the background.
Yeah.
It's more of a bit of a. It's weird that it's Bloodhunters, which is form of a fighter.
Yeah, I'm gonna react to Mr.
Right.
Nug real quick. Yeah, keep talking.
And not just rogues, because it would make sense for it to be a rogue squad.
Exactly.
So yeah. Sorry, Sebas, we gave some extra information.
Well,
to
but it's not
people.
something that is not really open. Like,
No.
it is a specific soldier group. You already knew that.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
More of the background, because when we wrote this, I asked Bart for a shit ton of questions, things that Kalen would know, and I got a shit ton of information,
Yeah.
including the words, "Don't tell everything all at once. Try to give as little information as possible." And you still don't know half of what I know,
Oh yeah.
which I
Okay.
believe is very fun to do.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, yeah. But I also just like that there's a lot of different information for all of you. Like, all of you know little bits and no one has the complete answer. That is, to me, lovely.
I do have a feeling that when we get a point of rest where we can actually wind down a bit and go have time to go over everything and make a game plan for going against Dread, I think Galen will sit everybody down and say, okay, what's the tea? Get all the information out.
Yeah.
Just make sure we're all on the same page.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because that's what Kanan would do. They're very much a person that goes off of knowledge, which is why their intelligence is high. It's not just because Bloodhunter, but it's also because I love people with high intelligence.
Indeed.
Fuck wisdom, get the intelligence.
I want to take a little moment to get back to the thing I started with, the stereotypes,
Mhm.
because when you said it's what my character would do, that's also something that's very recurring in conversations, and it's usually a pretty hated thing that people say, and that's because a lot of people sort of use it as an excuse to do stuff that's anti-fun for the rest of the party,
Uh-huh.
and that just makes me appreciate that with our social circle it's the exact opposite. It's like we do things that our character roleplay would demand, and it's always, well, either good or interesting for the story. So yeah, that's nice.
Yeah. The
I
thing is, like,
always try to do that.
that's what my character would do, is not a bad thing initially. However, that whole sentence is people get pissed off by it because it's used as an excuse to basically bully your friends.
Yeah,
And
yeah, like I said, the people do it to excuse things that are just not fun for the rest of the party.
Yeah. I
um
think you don't. The sentence, that's what my character would do, isn't inherently bad when you use it. You just have to. Don't use it as an excuse. Use it as motivation.
exactly,
That's the
like,
big difference that people need to make.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
people,
definitely.
as you say, people use it as excuses, which makes the sentence really hate it.
Yeah.
But D&D is also a game of exploration and trying to invest. For example, writing a character that is so different from you just to know what it would be like to walk in someone else's shoes. That is something that's also D&D.
Yeah.
And
I kind of explore that with Kalia now because Kalia is pretty far removed from me. Oh, there are some overlaps, sure, but
yeah, same with Kalen. I'm taking a small aspect of myself, which is the very quiet, analytic personality, and the very, very demanding, commanding, analytic, quiet part. And I'm just exaggerating that, but that's also because I know people like that, and I've had problems with people like that in the past,
yeah.
which is why I want to explore this bit. Like, how would a character like this react?
Yeah, indeed.
Which is, yeah, can be very therapeutic.
Yeah, I get that.
But that is
Same,
something
honestly.
like, what would my character do? And that is my motivation. Not like, okay, I'm stabbing people in the back because, yeah, well, that's what my character would do. They will sneak off and do everything by themselves because that's what they did in the past. No, they want to be better. They want to work with this group. That's their whole motivation for being here. So what would my character do?
Yeah, it's
Yeah, I
a
totally
great
agree.
question to ask openly, you know, but it's a whole other thing to to use it as an excuse to be a dick.
Yeah.
That is all there is to it.
Yeah, but I just wanted to sort of raise the point because it fits in
Mhm.
nice with the stereotypes we talked about earlier. And I'm
Yeah.
glad that we do it this way because we're actual
Yes.
mature people
Yeah.
to
Yes,
an
and
extent.
also another thing which is said with You're So Happy that um all the characters when someone does something like that was what my character would do, that train of thought. I know where the train of thought is going, but words.
Mm, mood.
Um that is not inherently I wouldn't say selfish, but just for that character. Because um
Oh lol,
everybody needs to have fun, and you write a character, yes, for yourself and something that you want to explore, but especially when you know the group already, you also build something that will fit into the group, or you write something, and you know this isn't working with the group, and you're slowly starting to transition it so that it does fit, because you're a party. You have to put up with each other whether you like it or not.
Mhm.
by the way, I'm now playing online together with Mr. Nug, so that is amazing.
Nice.
Let's see if they can get me past the shitty part.
That's
Oh.
always a problem. Oh wait, I
Uh,
forgot to like this episode. Damn, that is a problem.
Were we?
I
Oh no,
did
I was a little further in the back, but hey, let's see what happens.
nice.
it.
I I have another interesting thing. Well, I think and hope might be interesting.
Yeah.
For this, I first need to do a little. How do you say it? First, as a DM, I want to separate. I want to make two categories. Let's call them mechanical and presentation. Mechanical being the rules, the combat, the encounter design, the dungeon design, everything that has actual mechanics and rules to it. And for presentation, I want to say world building, storytelling, being descriptive in your setting, in your mood. NPC building, everything related to the presentation part, so to say. As a DM, when it comes to the presentation part, what do you think or feel is the most difficult?
The most difficult to me is to make an area feel like it breathes. So more than it's a room with that and that, you almost always forget to add. I at least almost always forget to add like descriptions to my feeling. Like it maybe doesn't feel like do that like you to you guys, but I have the idea that I could be more descriptive of a certain situation, so to speak.
Yeah, I sometimes do and sometimes do not have this problem that it's sort of like you have this atmosphere, but I sometimes just lack the words to properly convey it.
Hmm.
It's like, how do you describe a feeling? You know, it's possible, but not easy.
Exactly. Like because sometimes stuff goes wrong because then I did the wrong description basically.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah.
like because you forgot to add something that is there in your head, but they didn't ask the
Yeah, yeah,
question
yeah, I
and you
see what
didn't do the right
Yeah.
explanation, and then oh, I'm gonna see if I can kick this guy because we're 3 players and one is a rando, and I just have. Oh man, we have so much lag. I'm going to exit this. And then I'm gonna add a nug again to it because that was horrid. Like there was lag the whole time. Play with friends. There we go. But yeah,
Yeah.
um, sometimes
We've
you
had problems with that before.
yeah, and then it's because it's also a bit dependent on like the questions that you guys ask. Because if I don't know what you guys have in your mind, you try to be as clear with that as possible,
Mhm.
but it doesn't always work, which is annoying because you want to do it well.
I try to do a lot, but I also have something I do. I currently have a group running with only beginning players.
Mm-hmm.
Some have done a couple of sessions before, but mostly starting players, so I have to explain everything, which makes the module I'm running, which is in a starter set, very easy to do. But I've also done one-shots and shorter pieces where with the world that I built myself, an island group, which is still in the Forgotten Realms in Faerun,
Uh
um, but has its own set of rules, economy, and done way too much work on that.
huh.
I actually went to my dad, who studied economy, and said, "Okay, Dad, I've got this island group, and I need to make those, and those dependent on each other. How do I do this?" And he went through it with me, like, how do economics works? How do I make them dependent? How can I make self-sufficient islands and that sort of stuff,
Yeah, and that is a
which is really fun. But so I've got the two ends of that spectrum, which is in modules, everything is detailed. How it looks, how it smells.
yeah.
Sometimes you have to, like, there is DM explanation, and there's this little box that says what you tell your players.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Which sometimes I forget which is which, which is very weird because it's very distinctive. So I actually need to prep that in advance of what I say and what goes where. But
Yeah.
that's one end of the spectrum, which they feel is enough. I usually tell something extra or I leave stuff out. But when I do shit that I wrote myself, I don't have the problem that I have to form the picture in my head and from text and then have to explain it to the characters because I already have a picture in my head. But in terms of mood, I don't really describe a lot personally. But that brings me to one other thing,
Yeah.
which the internet kindly calls the Matt Mercer effect.
Yeah, I get that. The Matt Mercer effect is annoying. As in,
What is it?
Where he is such a good storyteller. He is an amazing storyteller. But and I'm guilty of this too. I try to include things he does to try to get my players to be more involved.
well, as far as I know, the Matt Mercer effect is that ever since Matt Mercer did Critical Role, like players are starting to. There are players that expect that when they join a
Yeah, it's
D&D
like
group,
the standards of
yeah,
playing D&D
that
now.
that they will get
Yeah.
that they will get that experience. But look, no, not everybody is at that same level already. You
No.
cannot expect that.
No,
Some
definitely.
people are better storytellers than others, but I also see, and things I've also heard is that some DMs hold themselves to that standard, and I am
I can
definitely
understand
in
that.
that latter group. I will honestly say I'm in that latter group. I have a certain standard, and I want my players to be involved, which is what every DM wants. But I want,
Yeah.
I have. Maybe that's also perfectionist talk, but I want them to be as involved as Critical Role, and I know that's just too high of a bar.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
I don't
is.
think it's I don't think it's really necessary. Like it's a very tempting thing to want,
Mhm.
but I used to well, worry might be the wrong word, but it's something that kept me busy in the past as well. But nowadays I've sort of let that go because
Mm.
let me think how to best phrase it.
Words are a thing. Oh shit.
I have sort of learned
I'll come back for
that
you, Mr. Nug.
some people are naturally super involved, and there are people who want to get involved but don't really know how. Those are the ones you wanna help, and you wanna give like a nudge as a DM. But there's a pretty big group of people who don't mind not being that involved. Like they're gonna be a little involved,
Yeah.
but they're never gonna hog the spotlight, and that's perfectly fine too. And it's a sort of hard thing to accept, but I have learned that it's just true. Like some people don't mind being a little involved, and
Exactly.
they
Yeah.
enjoy the game that way. And so, yeah, sometimes you have a group in which one or two players are notably more involved than the other two, and that's fine.
Yeah, I know.
So I don't know. I sort of let that go, and I understand that it's a hard thing to do because it is.
Yeah, I've only been DMing. Well, I wanted to say I've only been DMing for a year, but I've been DMing for a little bit over a year.
Yeah.
Almost. Fuck, I've almost been DMing for 2 years, I believe.
Yeah, it goes quickly once
Yeah,
you
Yeah, I know, right?
get in
4
there.
months I've been DMing 2 years,
Oh
maybe
boy.
even 3.
And like
I
what
have to ask
frequency? Like every week, every month?
weekly, then a bit of a break. But there was a point where I was playing 3 campaigns myself. I was playing 3 or 4 games a week, and on top of that, I was running one, so I had D&D almost every day of the week,
Yeah, I've had that
which
too.
is a lot.
I don't want that anymore. I have now one campaign
No.
that I DM, one that I play, and that's enough. And that's a lot of fun because then you can fully focus on those. I had a time that I that I DM'd 3 games at the, in a week, and it just took up all my mental energy. It's oh man,
But
like
DMing, people underestimate it. I underestimated it at start.
hmm Like especially now that I actively do both, which is basically since I joined this group. Um, playing is so much. It's so much less
less
taxing.
straining. Yeah,
You can let things go. As a DM, you have to pay attention to everything and prep the next.
yeah, and your players will
5
always
minutes,
ask
15
something
minutes.
that you totally have not thought of. Always,
Yes.
it just happens.
Yes. Or with modules, which you ran Call of Cthulhu from a module.
Oh
if I
man,
remember correctly.
modules. I'm so bad with modules.
They ask something and you've prepped something, and then they're doing something completely different. Like I talked to you about the problem that I have, that my players are completely off track of the plot that the module wants them to do.
Yeah.
Found a solution, by the way. I found a solution, but oh boy. Because
was-
they told me, yes, they want to do it in a more campaign. But
What was your problem and what was your solution?
Okay, again, lost mine of Vandelver spoilers. This is
Oh,
very big
no.
spoilers because this is the plot.
Yeah.
So, big bad evil guy is Black Spider, Nesnar. Who is in Wave Echo Cave, which is one of the lost mines, which has a lot of magic items being crafted there, in the Forge of Spells, which was next to it. Because it, yeah, a lot of magic being mined there, yada yada yada. And Nesnar, Black
Ooh.
Spider, wants to get that to take over Hizadrow, which is important. He wants to reopen that, get magic items to get rid of the matriarch of his tribe. Let's call it a tribe. But the party I'm currently running has nothing.
Nothing.
They know, yes, there is a Black Spider, but they don't have any beef with him because they didn't follow those arcs that are plotted in chapter 3. Like, they did something in chapter 2, but nothing in chapter 3 that leads to this. So they have a letter that is signed by Black Spider, but nothing else. So and he is the big bad evil in the caves. So what I thought up was to get rid of this problem, which
How?
is something that happens in modules. He's just a start. He's just one part who tries to throw over the matriarchy of his tribe, group, whatever you want to call it.
Okay.
But the matriarchy is inherently bad and is doing odd stuff there. And at one point they will encounter Driders, which is next tier up, so he's the lowest, trying to overthrow that. And then they find more minions of the matriarch, including Driders and that sort of stuff, and
Okay.
working their way up.
So
there.
you had a problem and you basically just thought of a solution for it, or you progressed it further than it originally was, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, totally works.
Yeah, so that works, and I stumbled upon it because I saw a Drider in the monster manual, and I was like,
Man,
I can work with this.
the
This
the
could be a problem solver.
the amount of times that I was like, okay, what am I going to do next? And you just look in the monster manual and are like, oh yeah, that's gonna be it. That's totally gonna
Yeah.
be it. Beautiful.
I only
For
have
for every DM
Oh.
watching, if you're ever out of inspiration, literally just breeze through your monster books page by page. You're gonna
Yeah.
get inspired all the time.
Yeah.
It's gold. Absolutely.
And sometimes you find something that is wholesome. Just a little bit. My players at one point needed something wholesome, so they had interactions with a pixie,
Ha,
which was
beautiful.
just it was the sweetest thing ever. It was so sweet, and it all happened over one night. But every character, one way or another, had an interaction with that pixie, whether they knew it or not, which was so
Uh-huh.
cute.
Well,
And everyone loved it. Even the barbarian loved it.
yeah, you know what? The thing that I am most sad that I am still most sad about that I haven't been able to do with you guys is to give you guys more NPCs that you just absolutely love, because the only NPC that I have absolutely succeeded with making you guys love her, that was Bin Bin.
Yeah.
Mm.
Because
It's
you guys did.
such a hard thing to do, dude.
Mhm.
Like
You-
when I was DMing the different like the previous party, like with Viper and
Yeah.
I sort of hit the jackpot on that, but it's so hard to do. And you just gotta sort of get lucky. You just gotta make an
Yeah.
NPC and hope that it
Oh
sort
boy,
of
I
works
died.
out, and accept that it usually doesn't.
Oh
I
boy,
had
we
luck
died.
with Granny as well. I created a character in Lost Mine of Vandelver, and Granny became so fucking important to two of at least one of the characters in the party, and everyone got sucked in. I just try to create as many people that they have a bond with, and see where it takes them. And now with Granny, I'm lucky because every time my players did something, they're going to Granny to tell them about it, to tell her about it. Also created a problem because the voice is like this, and it
Yeah,
sometimes
yeah.
hurts my
Characters
throat.
that have annoying voices. Oh, that is a pain right there.
Yes, but something came in today, which is the new microphone stand,
Yay!
which I still have to unpack. But and I think I know where the beep from my microphone came from.
Oh, so that's
At
gonna be
some
solved as
point,
well.
the second screen starts beeping, so I hope that's it. Haven't checked it yet because hey, I'm still in school.
Oh,
Yeah. But next week I have time.
yay.
And if you want to hear my voice, my first recordings went in. Episode 3 of the project I'm in is up, and I'm in episode 6, so we're getting closer.
Okay,
Nice. I have to go for a piss again.
sweet.
So I will be back. Yes, you laugh, you fucking corrupt.
First time I want to say, yeah, I'm going to do a Sebas.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Well, you're not wrong.
That's true. You know, I have to set this up in the upcoming week.
Yeah, like I said, if you need any help with that, just let me
Yeah,
know.
if we can have one moment where we can sit for my microphone just to see if I do everything correctly, because as you know, I have no experience. It's just Bart, you're my help desk.
Ah, it was my original work. Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Now you're doing it for free. For a friend, but for free.
Ah, you know, you also always need to be able to assist your buddies a bit.
True. And if you ever need help with voice work,
Ah.
or just
Well, I still would like to at some point make an audio make like an audio play. So just make a whatchamacallit?
voice
Like
what-
like a
with-
like only voice acting and sound effects theater like they did on the radio in the past.
play.
Radio plays
Yeah.
indeed.
Yeah.
I would love to do that.
With voice work, I must say more like the speech language therapy, the SLT stuff. Like, okay, my voice does ow. How do I solve?
Mhm. Oh yeah.
I can do some of that remotely, not everything.
Still, thus far, I haven't been bothered yet. Luckily.
That's good. That's good.
Oh damn it, Mr. Nug is dead. I have to recite him.
Oh no! Oh no!
Where am I?
Why?
Yeah, exactly. Why? Why?
Why?
Yeah, there we are again. Oh man. Yeah. So where were we? I don't know anymore.
NPCs that you have a bond with.
Yeah, because I honestly also think that NPCs that your players bond with, they make them fight for a cause. You know, like
It's hard because different people and different, like, both the players and the characters. So there's like 2 layers to this. Are gonna respond differently to different types of NPCs, regardless of quality.
absolutely.
So it's always difficult to like properly build an NPC that has like your players and your players as characters care for this NPC. It's super fucking
Yeah.
hard.
And right now it is also still like there is not like a place that really feels like a home for you guys as players, because even if the characters have homes, then you don't have them yet as the player. So, like for example, Kaylin has a home city, she has never mentioned it yet, really, because you know
I
it
have.
Yeah, but I mean not in a way that it really plays importance to the characters.
No, might be soon though.
Yeah,
Talia
abs-
has a home place too.
Because with the things that are happening right now, Kalen wants to go to Zendra.
Oh,
They want to go to their temple. They want to see their parents. They want to ask, like, what the fuck is happening? Because they're scared.
yeah, and I
They're
can't wait till
confused,
that.
They're scared.
But and that's also kind of my own fault because you guys feel constantly like you are in a rush to go on to the next place, basically, and yeah, that is just still a difficult thing.
Yeah. And so, speaking of homes, like Zendra is home, but where's my house? Is it in Reuni? Is it in the western
Uh,
part of?
I
Is
would
the
say
Reuna
like
is in the west
you
of Reuni?
I would say that Kaylin doesn't have a house herself per se. She has the
I'm
she
talking about the Caladrius one.
yeah. That's what I mean.
That
Like
that they
she-
don't spend time in because they're constantly in the barracks.
yeah, you don't have a home there. You have quarters, I would say. Or did I say something in the past that you have an own house? Just
Yeah.
double checking.
High risk, high reward. They have a house.
Right.
They have a title. They have an income that is insane.
Yeah. At some point, you will have to go to the treasury to get your money.
Yes. Which is what we wrote down in the quick notes thing.
Great.
Let me see if I can read my own handwriting.
I gotta say, by the way, it was absolutely hilarious to me that you guys practically killed the professor. Like, there was no intention to it.
Fuck
Yeah.
you, Bart. I was like, no, completely stressed out as a player.
You say you guys as if it wasn't Kalen making one bad decision
Yeah.
unknowingly. Like,
Well, look, you didn't murder him, you killed him. There's a big difference there.
also, I
I do
am
have to
so in love with the whole like I know Valar was built around this, and it just so happens that Kalia is like a super healer, and Kaelin has some healing as well to add to the whole thing. So
Uh-huh.
it's like I love it how Bart was like, "Oh, I get to kill Eldrene for dramatic effect," and it was like, "No, you're not, bruv. Revivify, heal."
Well,
It was just panic, like, fuck, he's dead. We pump everything into it, like 3 times AED, just pump all the electricity into him and hope.
in all fairness, I never expected him to die. It was just like, oh, you actually smacked that thing broke. Yeah, then it explode. Shit, he's in front of there. Oh, well, yeah, he dead. And that was
Out
just
of
my train of thought.
curiosity,
Yeah?
my very next move would have been, and I wonder if this would have worked. I would have cast Otoluk's sphere on the professor,
Yeah?
which basically makes it's the thing I used when Kalia got eaten by the giant worm.
Yeah.
Like it basically blocks everything except for oxygen, so that includes like weapons, energy, magic, like everything.
Uh-huh.
It's completely barriered. Would that have worked?
No, because he was already attached to her. To him. The curse, so to speak.
All right, fair enough. Because if it needed some sort of
Because-
active link, that would have been fucked over. Because
Yeah,
the
yeah.
sphere just
No,
severs everything. But if
you-
it doesn't need an active connection, then it wouldn't have worked.
No, what you would have seen is that the shadow would have been forced into that orb with him. Like, for example, if he would be polymorphed, then he would be, then the creature would still be on there. Yeah, you know, like, because it's not physically there.
Yeah,
It's
fair
basically a
enough.
representation.
Yeah, I see.
Found it, by the way, Bart.
Like, oh, wow, I died hard. Well, you go, Mr. Nug. I believe in you.
I'm surprised. I'm fine with Bart with high risk, high reward of Calarius.
Uh-huh.
Since working for Galadriel is such high risk, the rewards need to meet. Any Galadriel's member is given a title as a noble, even though not many know why. Members are also given a grand house to live in and a very high salary. The library in Ryunda is free to roam for all members. This helps them often, since their rituals and ways combine both science with the occult.
Yeah, still want to get some extra connections to the occult because that is a.
Oh yeah.
Oh man,
You can actually use things from real life because witchcraft is becoming more popular.
Is it?
Like, actual witchcraft is becoming more popular.
No.
But also superstition. You can get a lot of stuff
Nugget.
from superstition and old myths, and personally I love using those. I've done it before and I love doing it. Especially if they're more known myths but with different iterations, which means you can fuck your players over. Which isn't the usual DM thing to do, but sometimes it can be fun.
There
Just
is
to put them on the track and then just
there's a
say,
little
"Yep,
dudio called Monkey Face. I love him. He's now my best friend, but I can't buy him yet. Okay, continue.
aw." Yeah. Now clean up my notes. For a sec there was still pencil marks. Let's get rid of.
Ah.
So yeah.
But yeah, I know that you can use the occult a lot, but I'm trying to make the occult in its own world, you know.
Mhm.
So some stuff may seem as occult to other people. Like it is. I love that we can build a world that just is not reasonable. God damn it, Mr. Nug says I'll sell my lungs for monkey. Yeah, I
Like monkey without the Y.
No. If you look at the stream, like there was a little ally that literally is a
Oh,
flying monkey
right.
face, and it's absolutely adorable.
I'm not really paying attention, so let me know when it's there again.
Yeah, when we can buy it, which won't be today, I guess.
Ah, fair. How shameful.
Yeah, it's truly sad.
Where's the bell? Just go shame, shame.
I love that season. It's so good.
Only the last season was disappointing in my opinion because it felt rushed.
Yeah, like the last
Everything
season was
just happened
honestly
in
horrendous.
5 episodes and was like, okay, so we had slow build, slow build, slow build, slow build, and then just drop.
Wait, what show?
everything.
Yeah, but it's all the detailing
of
as
Thrones.
well. Like characters made either dumb decisions or decisions that completely contradicted 7 seasons of character building entirely.
Wait,
I still hate Jamie's thing.
I still
Yeah,
don't
it's-
follow which show you're talking about.
Game of Thrones.
Ah,
Have you seen it?
I have seen it.
Okay.
But what irked me about the last one too is that a lot of the presentation was just so wrong. Like King's Landing looked nothing like King's Landing. Like did the makers of the last season see the rest of the show? Like what the fuck? What happened?
I have a feeling that was intentional. Like it's Cersei's rule. Cersei is meant to
Yeah,
be
but it's not even
very
the city
unstable.
itself, it's the entire surrounding. It was so wrong. It was so
So,
not
it-
what it used to be. It's like they built it again in a completely different place.
Mhm.
And I get that it could have deteriorated or that would have actually been cool, but it was like a completely different city. It made no
Yeah.
sense.
But yeah, that is the way I interpreted it. But just one thing that irks me most is the ending of Jamie and Cersei.
Yeah, it was
I
great.
hated that. Like the Daenerys thing, I saw coming from a mile away. But Jamie and
My most annoyed moment I think was when they basically when they were at the first real fight against like the White Walkers they were called, and they had the entire Dothraki army just march into complete darkness, and then they all die, and it's like, yeah, well, no fucking shit, dude.
Epic
What
warriors.
are you doing?
Masters of strategy. Run forward. Like,
Yeah.
Their
Oh, man.
entire tactic was defense, hold the line, and they just rushed their army into complete darkness, expecting them not to all get murdered. Like, this is one of those things that I hate in storytelling in general. I think Mr. Plinkett said this best. It's annoying when the how do you say this? The obstacles that your protagonist encounters are there because your protagonist is fucking stupid.
Yeah.
And it doesn't feel like it works in a comedy, but not in a serious drama fantasy. That's just it makes you feel like sometimes it can be explained or logical or even adds to the story, but if your protagonist does something very stupid that bites him in the ass, and it happens all the time, and it's hard to feel it's hard to connect with him or feel sorry for him or root for him because you're just looking at it and you're like, yeah, well, no shit, you fucking retard. And
Yeah.
that's not the storytelling you want for a show like fucking Game of Thrones.
Jon Snow is a very good example of that, in my opinion.
Mhm.
But
Yeah, totally.
you also see that in other shows. There is like this entire thing from Harry Potter. Reasons why Harry isn't in Ravenclaw. It's on Tumblr, it's on Reddit. There are a ton of reasons. One of them, a very small thing. I imagine both of you have seen Sorcerer's Stone.
I have, but it's
Lost
been
and
ages.
Found?
Like
Yeah.
I've
When
read.
he gets the letters and everything just floods in through the chimney, through the mailbox, just everything is flowing around in the air. He's catching letters from the air while there's like a tapestry of letters, all the same letters on the ground.
I don't recall that. It's way too long ago.
Yeah.
That
But-
is one of the
but-
reasons why Harry is in Ravenclaw, but he is so, even in the books, he is so fucking oblivious to
Hey.
just about everything, which is really annoying. I don't root for Harry. Absolutely not. He is annoying.
Fair enough.
Well,
Yeah,
back
that's-
coming to
it's-
D&D. Yeah.
Yeah, but this stuff is all semi-related because
Yeah,
this is
yeah, yeah, yeah.
storytelling, and
But-
storytelling is important.
But I mean, because it's still related to it. Like, have you guys ever played a character, or ever wanted to play a character that is just not likable? As in, not a
Yes.
good guy in the in to say the least. You know?
I love playing that.
Um,
I did play that once, which is my Horlock, as I lovingly call her. Named Naaya, which is not a tiefling. It was half elf, but I needed a name when I had to make Access personas, and I liked Naaya. But yeah, that was the one that charmed her way through everything. They were not meant to be likable. They were influenced. She was influenced from the age of 12 heavily by an incubus, and we were 30 years after.
Huh. You know, I
30 to 50 years after that. So she was so heavily influenced by that she was genuinely not likable. She took what she
how
wanted.
was she not likable?
She took what she wanted, and didn't care for anyone else.
But and
I'm
how
gonna
did
take care of me, and fuck you if you guys get in trouble. Cool.
how did that work in the group? How did they respond to you?
That was another guy, no one, which was the other adult, and we had a lot of beef in game, which meant the other two either fought, one of them fought with us, tried to keep us both subdued. But yeah, there was always beef between Naaya and no one. But
But-
for some odd reason it worked out.
Yeah,
I
because
have to
then
ask Phil how he thought about it, but
the difficult
what
thing
he
is to have them still have a reason to stay together, you know? Because it is fine to have characters that fight, but they need to stay together other for the reason, yeah, we are players and we want them to stay together.
I
Yeah.
believe because there was a Bard and a Dragonborn, I always forget what class Eric played. But I know the Bard, the Halfling Bard, thought both of us were redeemable,
Okay.
and she heavily believed that we were redeemable. Plus, this became the Warlock party because to survive, we all made a pact with an Aboleth,
Ah.
Hmm.
Ah, man.
which was fun. Wait, I wrote that down
Did you know?
because this is Beth and Naaya's book. Yes, I have a book for everything.
Nice.
I wrote that down. This is Beth and Naaya should be on.
Yeah, truth be told, I've never really thought about it. Like when I create a
Oh,
character,
that's so cool.
the question is, do I want this character to be likable or not? Is not one that I ask myself at all. Like I've never thought about it.
Yeah, because you know what? I actually, to come back on an earlier question of you, you know what I think would be a great character type to play? The the criminal that tries to redeem himself.
Mm-hmm.
Someone who was like a horrible person in the past and still has character traits left from that, and he wants to do better, but yeah, he still has his old habits which are difficult to break, so to
Yeah,
speak.
to an extent that was Jin, to be honest. It worked out in a little bit of a different way, but it was part of her character.
hmm Because for me, it NPCs are always a difficult thing, you know. But to have someone who is genuinely hated by the whole town where he lives, and that to have an adventure that and to have his main reason for adventuring, so he can prove that he is worthy of appreciation. I like those kind of stories to tell, basically.
Mm. Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, man, it's so difficult to tell. Like, um, I love it when characters make developments and they make especially if that would happen on stream, that they would have some kind of realization that you see them grow slowly over time, you know? Because
That is
Yeah,
character growth is so important.
yeah,
People forget that.
because I have seen Valar, for example, and I love the concept as a character, but I have not really seen him grow. I'm not saying that he hasn't grown, but he doesn't really show it yet, you know?
Yeah.
and to be fair, growth is also difficult because if it doesn't happen organically, it's automatically sort of forced. There's with character growth, there's very little in the sense of a middle way. Like if it doesn't organically happen, it's yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Honestly, with I think after the dragons, um, we all became a bit, or at least I have the feeling that Florian Boros became a bit more guarded.
Yeah,
And like I said, okay, if Kaden dies, character
you're
number
going
4,
down,
let's
Mr.
get
Nub.
it going. Um, which for me, yes, I'm attached to my characters in a way, but I'm also thinking ahead. I love making characters. I love writing
Yeah.
stories. But with Alarion, even for me, that was kind of a bummer.
Mm.
It
It's
made Axe more
so
guarded.
double.
Like I know it
Oof.
was an amazing thing, but also for me, I'm still like Axe and Alarion had such beautiful moments.
Yeah, the fact that we had to sacrifice that dynamic was such a waste.
Mhm.
Like, oh man.
That was sad
I
indeed.
love Kalia. I love Kalia, honestly.
I
And
I enjoy playing Kalia more than I enjoyed playing Alarian. I like
yeah,
both of them, don't get me wrong, but that dynamic was such a waste to have to
yeah.
leave
Uh,
behind. Oh man, I totally agree. It's
Alaric was quite one-dimensional.
yeah, yeah. I
He's gonna buy
accidentally
Monkey Face. He's gonna buy Monkey Face. Wait,
No, he's not.
why can't
somewhere along the way I didn't
why
give him
can't you
enough
buy
depth, which
Monkey
is something that
Face?
irked me uh quite often as well.
Yeah.
Mr. Nug, the game is rigged. You can't buy Monkey Face.
Which is annoying because like he had depth on paper, but in
Mhm.
practice he didn't. So it's like, well, fuck.
I have a
Sebas,
feeling.
Sebas, look at
Mhm.
Monkey Face. Mr. Nug, please walk a little to the side to show him
Wait,
uh,
I'll get the
who Monkey
stream.
Face is. Like, it is amazing. He sold his lungs for no reason. Look at that cutie. Look at that. Isn't that pure perfection of what a creature should be? Like, damn. You
It's
are
literally a
adorable.
circle with that face and ears, and it's I kind of appreciate it.
Yeah, right.
Monkey.
Man,
Honest, if
new
I can
ground.
be honest,
Yeah,
the burp was cuter.
the burp.
Yeah, the
Uh,
burp.
let's
Of
go to the pet
when
store and get us.
when you were and Sebas were playing, the burp was so fucking cute.
Yeah, I will get the burp. Let's see what kind of creatures we have. Oh, he has a shit ton of
Yeah,
owls.
there's the burp. The burp is fucking
Oh,
cute.
hell yeah! I can now quickly unlock all creatures. Oh no, wait, only the ones that I have.
The burp is adorable.
All these get angry at me. No, there's a mini beholder. Look at that. There's a beholder.
Why the fuck is there a mini beholder?
Hell yeah.
Those
I want.
things are scary.
Okay, well, I'm gonna get the burp. Mr. Nug, I am so jealous of you that you have all the animals. Now come with me.
The burp.
I'll just get Rummy. Oh, there's Burp.
Burp.
I'll get Burp because Burp is cute. How is he
Burp
called? That's Owlet. He can find
Burp.
fruit.
It's the burp.
I want to see if I can get the really, 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 really big weapon now. Would be great. Mr. Nug has a lot of weapons. Oh, look, there's a lobster sword right here.
I see a wrench. The only thing I can think of. Hup, daar is Willem met de waterpomptank. De nijptang en de combinatietank.
Wow.
I've got a brother that. Yeah, I've got a brother.
But you know what? It is almost we've been streaming almost 2 hours, so I'm gonna call it a day for now. This was Castle Crashers. We had a lot of fun. And
It was
I'm gonna
basically
do the
Gamer Talk.
exit. I'm sorry, Mr. Nug. I had a lot of fun with you as well. So I'm gonna go exit game. And yeah. Maybe we'll do this again. We'll see.
It's
Later.
fun.